All right, trapping season is in full swing, meaning we can set for everything.
And don't get lost.
So we got grizzly bear tracks going right into our bait station. I am going to set up a couple snares, and then kids are going to bring in some bait. They'll like some of these bones, so I'm just going to throw them out. So we've got a snare right here, which I'm going to hang up. We've got another snare over there, but I'm going to walk through here and just see. Oh, we got another one here. I think I've got 3 that I can set up. So I got 3 snares in here. I'm going to set these up. Those kids are bringing in the bait. You can hear them.
All right, meat's going here. If you've got small pieces, throw them up in a tree. If you've got big pieces, try and get them like jammed over branches so they don't get pulled away quite as quick. Anywhere, any of these trees around here is fine. Jam it in between trees, jam it in somewhere. If you've got little chunks, throw them up in the trees.
They're straight paths.
They will walk around the outside, staying sort of, you see where the green pine trees are? They'll stay in there, looking in, sniffing at this area to try and figure out what's going on. So what we do is we set the snares, you see where Mr. Roberts is right there? We set the snares further back so that they're looking at the meat and they walk into the snare.
How do we know that, Mr. Tanner?
We got a bait pile further down this road, and we've got a Wolverine on the camera. It's awesome. Huge Wolverine with the hairs on the camera. Eating the meat, ripping it up, lying down on the camera. Doing great. We've never had a single person in there, other than us putting the bait down. That's it. We've had a wolf on that camera a few times now. It's never touched the meat. It's come in, you can see it at the edge of the camera, walking around. We've got videos of it. It looks at the meat, sniffs a little bit, kind of close. Never touches the meat, it just leaves. So they are really smart, and if we have snares on here, we'd never catch a wolf.
That's my one snare. High for a wolf. Coyote will probably go under that, but I'm specifically trying to target a wolf in here. Get this one over here set up next. Okay, here's my second set. I really got to push through this so it's pretty disguised. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to walk through here with the water, but this will freeze up. Okay, so we got 2. And the third one over here. The third one kind of located right under these bones, which is not ideal. I'm going to move these back just because I don't want them sniffing. I don't want them down. So I'm going to try and get this snare as far back this way as I can, because they're going to start sniffing with their nose down. Okay, there's that snare there. It's a little bit lower, but the wolf is probably going to duck under that branch, the green branch. I've got a couple low twigs there, hopefully keep their nose up. And it's moving into, walking into this bait in here. That's good. Okay, we got Mr. Tanner setting up a Marten box with some students. We'll go have a look at that. So if you keep looking there, you'll actually be on the next YouTube video.
All of their parents did sign up with Pop.
Did they?
So I'm going to put this trap in.
Yeah, especially this one.
Towards the tree here. I'm going to put it in the top so that when the marten comes down the tree. It comes in here and we get it in the trap. Now, if the trap goes off here, where's the marten gonna be? It's gonna be sitting in the box, right? Okay, so, do I want it just hanging there, sitting in the box?
No.
Why not? A few of you have been out before.
It'll probably just, I don't know the word. It'll decay, it'll decay.
Yeah, I'm supposed to check often enough so that it shouldn't decay. What else might mess with it?
Predators.
Other marten might mess with it, yes. What about mice? What do mice eat? Mice eat squirrels?
Yes, I've seen it happen.
So, mice will eat anything. So if there's a dead marten sitting here, what are martens made of? Meat. Do mice eat meat?
Yeah.
Absolutely they do. If you're a mouse and you have to live in the woods, would you live in a furry meat house if you had an option?
No.
Yes, you would. Why wouldn't you? Right? So what mice will do is they'll chew into the side of a marten or any animal, and they'll eat the meat on the inside, and they'll just live there. Because it's going to be pretty warm. It's furry, right? You're safe in there. So what we do is we wire these traps this way so that when the trap goes off, it's going to jump, and the marten's going to be hanging somewhere here. Not touching the tree, not touching the ground. That stops the mice getting in, and it stops sap getting into the fur.
Okay, now we're gonna build a Wolverine Lynx cubby. So here's our old one. It's looking a little disheveled.
Oh, that's the,
Yep. I don't care about that.
Yeah, push it in.
Perfect.
And we can hammer it in with the axe. Yep.
That's good. Yep, bigger than that next time as well, though, please. We'll use everything. Yep, we'll use that. That's perfect.
pull the sticks off?
So make sure that there's nobody this side when you hit it, because that end's going to come towards me, and I'll be sad.
And I'll be mad, and I have an
And
axe.
he has the axe. Alrighty, let's not put anything in for a minute, because Mr. Roberts is near the trap. Alrighty, can I get you guys to just scrape those leaves away with your feet? Yeah, just scrape the leaves. So when animals see that, they'll say, what was digging here? Why was it digging? And they'll come investigate, and hopefully they'll see the big chunk of meat and not the crap. Okay, did you make a fire then?
Yeah.
What did we use to make the fire?
Dry wood.
Dry wood? What else?
Oh, cotton balls.
Cotton balls? What else?
Flint and steel.
Flint and steel. Okay, how easy was it?
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. The wood was dry, right?
Exactly.
Wood gonna be dry today?
No.
No. What do we need to start a fire?
Oh,
Birch bark. Is there any birch trees around here?
yes.
Okay, I recommend you grab a handful of birch bark each. Okay? Don't go crazy, but a handful each. That's not a birch tree. That's a poplar.
Parker, the light ones. My dude.
That's a birch tree. Grab some of that. Yep. The
Way
bark's
over.
like paper.
Yeah,
There's-
over there.
there's three here.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah, the big one right there. Perfect. Get a handful of that. And don't get lost. Perfect. Shove that in your pocket. Maybe 2 pockets. That's a lot. Up to you. That's perfect.
You can pack it in your glove.
If we get anything, you guys can take all the credit.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't, you guys take all the blame.
Oh,
Oh, that's how it works, right? You can't just have the glory. Oh yeah. See now, you look along here, this is perfect. You can see nice big red meat, but there's no way a lynx is gonna push through that.
too lazy.
Okay? So if you make it really thick in there, then they won't see that. But if they're walking way over there, they're going to see that.
Wait, are lynx colorblind?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they can see most colors, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get some wolf snares set up. Oh, there's one right here. I can hang, and I want that. Last year I had it right through here, but you can see where Pacer walked out there. So that's actually, I want to set snares right where Pacer's walking. So I'll hang this one there. Snares over here. There's my game cam. That'd be a good spot too. I'm actually going to move this snare. And the game cam is I'm going to move this snare because that was my trail. I think I'm going to put one there just to mix it up. Just want to get the snare up nice and high, the anchor point. Okay, that's not bad. It's a little narrow, but maybe adjust it a bit. Okay, that's better. On to the next. Kids are all throwing bait down there with Mr. Tanner. Here's my next snare. Here's this trail, so I try and walk on this side. Let's see if I can get that up. Okay. That's snare number 3. I also had one, yeah, there it is, right under here. Trying to think how I hooked that one up, but that one's got a wire. That looks pretty good. I've got it on a wire, but that wire is too thin. It kind of doesn't hold it up, but I've got the cable going over top, so that's also holding it up. So I'll leave it at that. I think the kids are all, oh, maybe I'll go one more. Sounds like they're done over there. We always get one under this tree, so I might as well set it. Okay, there's that set. That's good. So the idea is bait's down in this pit. All the snares are around the outside edge where they're walking and not expecting anything. Then they'll maybe come down here and get some, but
Are you basically just going to keep doing that? So that's
okay if there's a pile of them right
yeah, there's no perfect or wrong way of doing it, right? You're just trying to limit easy access for the critter. Yeah, the trap's not set, so don't worry about that. I'm just putting it there as a guide to figure out where to put some.
I don't think I have it in my bag right now, but I normally have them.
We don't need it any farther out here. But back in by.
Come on.
No, but it's like it looks weird. Nick, do you have your knife? Can I see it real quick?
Oh, you jabbed it.
You got it? You got it?
Okay, that's the start. Put the trap up on a block of wood so that when it goes off, both bars can open up without hitting the dirt, and it just makes it faster. Putting this through just helps make this a little more secure, less wobbly. Not finished yet, I'll add some more bracing in there. Maybe staking the meat in, which is actually a good idea, instead of wiring it down, just to hold it in there. The little critters will start pulling it around. But even if something tries to go in there and yank at it, it keeps it. You could get fish or a wolverine pushing in from the side. Even a coyote might come in from the side or the back and push through and grab it and just walk away with it. So just make it last a little longer. Pretty good opening there that's kind of obvious with the bait right behind it. A lynx or a wolverine is going to have their head down at this spot. So that's what they're looking at. We can even put some lure right on that stick that Ian pounded in. It'd be really good final touch. If there's nothing in these traps, we're probably going to pull them. Well, we'll pull one for sure. So this trap right here, and it's just going to end up getting buried in mud. And there's a trap over there. You can see the sticks poking up. That's still set. So we might leave that one. If you think you can cross without getting wet, you go for it. But you might be able to cross right down there. Maybe. Oh, you're right at the top of the boot. I warned you. I warned you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's freezing cold, bro. Oh.
You didn't expect it to be warm.
I actually can't get my boot off.
Yeah, show him the good job.
Haven't you got that fire going yet?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Burn out.
Oh, there you go. You got that one going. You're working on a second.
Yeah.
Good job. I don't know, but he's in a t-shirt, so.
He's awfully close.
He's very close. There was smoke.
There was
Got
smoke.
there.
Yep. There was.
Not
I
to
came
say
back
that to make you feel
victorious
good.
with
There
wet boots.
actually was smoke.
Wet boots and a stick. Nice.
Soaking wet, though.
Well, that's okay. You're riding home soon.
You know how this thing actually works? It doesn't create a fire. It just keeps you warm.
It just warms
Right?
you up.
Because
You've got
you
it.
just
You've
do
got
this.
it.
You just
You've
gotta
got
do
it.
it all night.
You just gotta do it all night. You're
Right?
fine.
There's no sleeping.
Two ways this keeps you warm.
You sleep during the day when it's sunny out, and you do this at
we go.
night.
All day long until you get it.
All right, Craig. Put it out, Craig. I'm on muddy water.
Muddy water works. Okay, I wanted to build a cubby going into this beaver lodge. Mr. Tanner's setting up a snare pole set over there, spring pole, but this just looks too tempting. Having the trap kind of resting on here would be good. So I'm just gonna fill this in and set it up so I can get a 330 right there. I think I'm gonna take this 330 out. We've got another one just up the creek that we'll leave in for an otter. Nothing's come in here, so I think we have a better chance of maybe getting something in here. Oh, that's a good piece. Yeah,
Stylish necklace.
it looks good. Yeah, that'll attract the cougars. I don't know if that's gonna make the cut.
I was gonna say a name just then.
Yeah, let's.
You know who you are.
Yeah, let's get.
Oh,
This is-
demonetized.
Yeah, this is kid friendly, family friendly.
What do you think, Wyatt? This guy?
Yeah, no, you're probably right because it can hang right down at the back.
Yeah. It'll still be back here.
Yeah, then they're not gonna reach in with a paw. Okay, so there's the meat. Just want to make sure that this opens. I think right there is good. Right there. Then this bottom can still open that way. Yeah. Oh, I'm liking this one a lot. Oh, you bugger. I did that the other day. Had a nice little bruise on my, my fatty part. I think that's pretty much your finished product. It's got a nice front door to it. Pretty obvious opening. A little bit camouflaged. This is Ian's little experiment. So we've tested it. We know it'll work. It's just whether something's going to actually walk through there. What would we call this, Mr. Tanner?
Spring pole.
Spring pole. That's what I keep saying, snare pole, but it's not a snare pole. Spring pole set for a lynx. It's should be the right height. It's about right where Pacer's nose would be, so he's about the same height as a lynx. That's our plan. It's just whether something's actually going to walk through. We put up a few little barriers just to guide them into here. We've got that set. We've got a cubby right behind us, and then we've got our beaver lodge cubby as well. So we should be pretty good to hopefully get something in here. So we got grizzly bear tracks going right into our bait station. Yeah, that's a big bear. This is where it's walked through. So we're following the path of the bear. And we're gonna check our marten box, which looks pretty furry. All right, first marten of the year.
Follow this man. Follow this man.
It's a wet one. So Mr. Tanner's going to open up the
Boys, watch what he got a free hand.
The trap.
Hold that. Please hold still. Yep.
This creek has gone way up, which means we've got a buried trap. A really buried trap. And then we have a lynx cubby, not set off. It's a little too close. So we have a little bit of a problem. Our traps are all buried. We used to walk across that dam, and it looks like everything is still standing over there. Yeah, you want the good news or the bad news? Well, the bad news is you got to walk across that dam to get that trap over there.
Good news?
The good news is I don't have to do it. And I have a trap down here. Underwater. Everything's underwater. Wire. Got it. We got our wire. And there's our trap. Still set. Nope, there's nothing in there. But we're taking this out because I'm not gonna catch anything like that. So we do have the same trap over there. Actually, I think I have a life jacket and some hip waders. They probably fit you perfectly.
I'm good.
You're good? Well, I don't care if you're good. I just don't want you to drown when you go across.
The trap's the important thing, right?
That's right. That trap's worth 45 bucks. Now we'll hope that the water goes down enough that we can get over there. And if not, I've had this happen. The lucky thing is beaver trapping is open until the end of May.
Ian, when was that picture taken of you guys? Ooh, 4 years ago? Something like that.
Yeah, it was probably the first year we were out here.
You weren't rocking a beard? I don't think I had a, if it was a beard, it was a little guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was a day, it was too cold. We weren't allowed to bring kids out. It was like minus 30 or something. And we came out, the Fraser was mostly frozen. It was awesome. Pretty cool, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just pop out here and chat with you guys. We've been seeing a Grey Jay around.
Yeah.
They've been different ones.
I saw it.
3 names for a Grey Jay. Grey Jay, what else?
Whiskey Jack.
Whiskey Jack. Any others? The other one is a Canada Jay.
Yeah.
Grey Jays are super cool. Whiskey Jacks are super cool because they overwinter here. So not a lot of birds can survive our winters, right? They're cold. Chickadees can, juncos can, Grey Jays can. Crows can, ravens can. There are a handful, but like most birds go south, right? And Grey Jays lay their eggs in their nest while it's still winter time. So in like March break, the Grey Jays will be laying eggs. And you'll get pictures of Grey Jays in a nest covered in snow. And the reason they do that is because when those little ones hatch, they get first dibs at everything. So the first bugs that come up, those Grey Jays can get them. The first little birds migrating north, those Grey Jays can mess with them a little bit. So they do that, and to survive the winter here, they cache food. So they're coming and they're taking meat from our bait station. And what they do with that meat is they'll tuck it up a tree or in the holes in hollow trees. And they will cache meat and mushrooms and berries and rose hips all over the place. So as long as it gets cold enough that that stuff freezes, they can live happily all winter long because they have frozen food scattered all over. If it warms up, like if it's warm like this and the food spoils, that's the problem for Grey Jays. And that's why they only live in like the northern climates. They need that cold freezing. And the name Whiskey Jack comes from back in the day when like loggers were cutting down the trees and canoeing from place to place. You used to get like a barrel of whiskey for your camp as a treat or, you know, that kind of thing. And you'd send 2 people, you'd be like, gentlemen, your job is to go get the whiskey, you're gonna go get the supplies, you're gonna canoe back to camp. It's gonna take you like 2 weeks, right? So on your way back, maybe you break into the whiskey a little bit. You're not supposed to, but maybe that happens, right? And then you get back to camp and I open the lid of that whiskey barrel and I say, gentlemen, this barrel's half empty. I demand an explanation. And you say, look, it wasn't us. Every time we camped, these Grey Jays, these birds would come down and they would drink the whiskey. So the name Whiskey Jack comes from lumberjacks stealing whiskey and blaming the birds. And I just think that's a lot of fun.
Too funny.
Yeah. They'll eat out of your hand. If you have bird seed or meat in your hand, they'll eat out of your hand. They're cool birds. I like them, but you do have to be their nests. These nests aren't on the ground. They're like halfway up a cliff.
Okay, we just quickly built a Lynx Wolverine set. It's probably better for a Wolverine. They're more likely to push through there, but a Lynx will push through there. Just an old stump, uprooted stump or tree. The Lynx or Wolverine, they're gonna come through the front here. So we got a Marten box right there. It's always nice to have 2 traps kind of close together, having a Lynx cubby and a close to your Marten box. So you're walking in now, you're just checking 2 traps. Walking into Lynx cubbies is not really an issue as far as scent goes. Doesn't seem to bother them. So I'm a little nervous about, we're checking the beaver trap along the river, and the water everywhere all of a sudden got really high. The creeks, every single beaver trap was like a foot underwater. So some we were able to get out, others we just gotta wait till it drops down. And the river doesn't seem like it's too crazy high at camp, but this is where I actually set right on the edge of the river, even lower than the last drop. So we'll find out if we're still okay. Come on. Now seeing that little gravel bar out there, that's a good sign. Oh, actually, oh, I think it's gone down even more. That's weird. Yeah. The river's gone down, so my trap won't be buried. So that's good. Moment of truth. Nope. Nothing. So now we have to find out what's happened. So the river's gone down actually quite a bit. And I had a couple stakes, a couple pieces from the dam in here blocking, or sorry, from the lodge. And it looks like they're now coming up. And that looks like drag marks. So they're coming up. That's bigger. So they're still building that up. They're still excavating here. That's new. So they're just not going down there. Yeah, there's beaver prints right there. So that's where I had that, those pieces blocking. Might just do a little more blocking and see if we can get them to go in there. Let's see if they move that. So those other sticks were moved. Where they went, who knows? Did they put them up here? Don't know. Could have. But they're definitely going around. Pretty sure they were coming up over there. They're just excavating back and forth through here, digging all this out. So that might be a better spot for a trap. I'm gonna leave this one. Again, as long as the river's going down, we're in good shape. So today was our first marten of the season. We only, I think we only have 4 traps set. So we got a few lynx cubbies built. Mr. Tanner and a couple DP Todd students were building a pretty elaborate one, which I haven't seen, so I'll get that on the next video. So hopefully now we start seeing a bit more fur from other critters on these videos. So trapping season is in full swing. Everything's open, but it just takes time with kids because it's a pretty slow process with a bunch of students getting a bunch of traps set up. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel. We'll see you next week.